Hey everybody, welcome back to Theme Park Builds. So first things first, I'm sorry about the delay between this video and last video. I've been bogged down by schoolwork, which I wish I didn't have to worry about, but I guess it's kind of important. And not much has happened on the server since last episode. Really the only thing is, what you can see on the screen right now, is S-Man built a topspin ride and also worked on the sign for the Montezuma roller coaster. In this episode, I'm going to be starting the western area, and my original design for this is, what I wanted to do is, you can see on the screen right now, there's the river, and then some flat land and a mountain, and what I wanted to do was put a tunnel through that mountain, and in the tunnel is where the transition from generic to western would happen. But I decided not to do that because then I would have to come up with some kind of bridge for the path we have in the generic section, which would have been weird. And then I also would have had the space there. That's not a lot of room, so I wouldn't be able to do much with it anyway for generic. So what I'm doing instead is making the bridge the transition, and we're going to have a western bridge across the river, and then we're going to start the western area right on the other side and still tunnel through the mountain. And then on the other side of the mountain, I'm hoping to build a western themed town, kind of like what I did in my Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 park. So first thing we need is a bridge, and since it is a western theme, I'm making it completely out of wood. Other than that, there's nothing too special going on here, so enjoy me building a bridge. Right here I am adding logs to the roof of the bridge to add a little more detail. Now you might be thinking it looks kind of weird with the log faces, but there is a command you can do with World Edit. Minecraft has these blocks, the log blocks, without any of the faces. It's just the side, the bark texture all over it. And using World Edit, I am going to replace those logs with the faceless logs to make it look a lot better. And then what I'm going to do is go back to the roller coaster. I had those supports. When the track goes under itself, I have the logs, and then the top parts had the faces on them. So what I did was I replaced it with these logs, and it looks way better. And with that, the bridge to the western area is complete. So now we move on to the beautiful flower biome, which I am about to destroy. I don't think I've ever world edited a chunk of area this big before. So first thing I'm going to do is strip away all the leaves from the trees, then get rid of the logs, and then replace the grass with sand. And this is really just a basis of what I want the area to look like. There's still a lot more detail that needs to go into the ground to make it look better. Also with the whole mountain range, it's going to be sand for now, but I'm thinking about changing it to clay in order to make it look like an actual mountain range, not just a sandy dune. Now that there's sand everywhere, I'm going to move on to the tunnel, and what I'm probably going to do with this tunnel is make it mineshaft themed. I think there's a lot of cool things I can do with scenery along the sides of it, and I want to see if I can make that work. Also, while I have the time here, assuming we're just tunneling through the mountain, there's a lot of work that needs to be done to this area, and most of it is terraforming. Terraforming, which I haven't done before, so it's going to take a lot of figuring out as I go along, which I don't mind doing, but I don't think it's going to be good for a video in this sense. So what I plan on doing is live streaming it, and what I would do is upload the whole live stream to my channel in case you miss it, and I just think it's a much better way of going about doing all the work for this area, so let me know what you think. On the other side of the mountain, I need a nice flat area for this town, so what I'm doing is taking chunks of the ground out and then smoothing it over and then replacing and filling in areas with sand. And right here is the outcome of all that terraforming, and as I mentioned before, there's still a lot of work to do. To wrap up this video, I'm going to be making the sign for the western area, and I didn't want to make it a generic kind of western name. Like, first I was thinking the Wild West, and I was like, okay, maybe the Wild Wild West, but that would have been too big of a sign. And I was like, no, this is lame. So what I decided to do was come up with a name for the town, and thanks to the help of a random Wild West town name generator, I was able to come up with Rustbellow, which is going to be the name for our western town. I wanted to make a simple kind of design here. The Wild West was a simpler time. So what I did was I put slabs and stairs along the edges of the sign to make it look like a piece of broken wood. And then I'm just going to be placing this sign right in front of the mountain, right above the tunnel. And there you have it, the start of the western area. Now before I forget, Minecraft 1.9, I do plan on upgrading to that sometime in the future, maybe before next video. I was concerned though because boats, they changed boats. They made them more maneuverable, which is great for water rides. The problem is they sink when they go into waterfalls. So if you want to make like a chain hill, the best way to do it with boats before is to make like a waterfall. You can drive the boat up. If you try that in 1.9, the boat's going to sink. So I did find a workaround using pistons, and then moving forward, the boats can crawl on land, which is good. And then hopefully that'll fix that problem. Also, I want to make like a go-kart track, but with boats, because when boats move on ice, they fly. So that could be really fun. And yeah, if you were wondering about 1.9, that's where I stand on that. Back to the western area though, like I said before, a lot of work needs to be done here, so let me know what you think about the live streams. I'm probably going to do a test anyway, just to see how it all works. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what this area turns into. Next episode, though, I might be doing a minecart coaster, so look forward to that. I'm ending this one here, though, so thank you all for watching. Leave a like and a favorite if you enjoyed. They help out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.